So, hi, I've decided to do a challenge for myself. And I'm just calling it Keep the Tape Rolling. The idea is I'm going to share how to get monetized and how to get to the point of having the 1,000 subscribers and having over 4,000 watch hours and getting to that point of monetization. I'm starting on a platform that is completely new. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share as often as I can, every day, twice a day. I'm just gonna see what happens here, and I'm gonna share my experience as I'm going, as to my views, what I do, what I change, what I don't change. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos saying what works on the YouTube platform is find a niche, stick to your niche. So something I have been doing for years and I'm very passionate about is mental health and business and how they fuse together. That's just something that I strongly enforce through everything that I do. So I'm going to use that within monetizing for YouTube. This is something I've been wanting to do, something I've been interested in. I have a 9-month-old son, so I am sharing from a perspective of if you feel like you don't have the time, I do have a job. Aside from my job, I do run a company, my own company that I started up. Aside from that, I am a mother of a 9-month-old, and my work and my company I can all do from home. So I am starting up my YouTube station. It is a little different than other people's situation perhaps, but still a lot going on, right? And I'm just gonna share what works for me and what I'm seeing gain traction and why I think it's working or why I think it's just not working. So this is my first video, and I'm calling it Keep the Tape Rolling. And that's because I am literally going to try and see how the results turn out from just keeping the tape rolling and recording as life is going as well, and working through things that happen, but also sharing information and being effective at the same time. So I do all of my meetings from home. My son has been in quite a few of my meetings. I make sure that whenever I do my reflections, it says, partner. I am a partner. That's my number one thing, is being a good partner. I feel like that's like very healthy for any dynamic, because that person is who you will be, like pretty much everything you do. If you have a partner, they are involved in, because they are your partner. And then it's being a mother. And those two things are my most top priority. And then aside from that, it is my business and work, and then my hobbies that I have that I enjoy. So with all that being said, I hope this can help someone out there who is looking to potentially make a YouTube station or wanting to, but feels like they don't have the time, or they need things to be perfect, or they maybe get idea stuck or detail paralyzed, because this idea of needing it to be a certain way or whatnot for it to work. And the idea that like you're gonna make 1 or 2 videos and just go completely viral. Sure, that'd be awesome. I just don't think that's like realistic from what I've found for most people. Most people say that consistency actually wins out quality. So posting consistently seems to be the number one aspect for people getting monetized. And the idea here for me is, sure, there are the people who have like millions and millions and millions of followers, right? But there's also people who have like 60,000 followers and they're making really great money with this side hobby that they have fun doing with that. Or they have 20,000 followers and they've found a way to market to them where they're literally making maybe just as much as their career. And they're doing that. So having a station where you say, you know, my goal is to have 20,000 followers and have it be very potent in info for being effective for my subscribers. And that's my goal. I think that's very admirable and I think that's very doable. I've seen quite a few people who are like, I just want to, you know, be YouTube famous. And in my head, I'm thinking, what does that mean? Like, you know, do you just want attention? Are you wanting to make money? Are you wanting to sell a product? Because ultimately, from what I'm finding, if you do this consistently, just do it consistently. And a lot of the people who I'm listening to say, you don't need to buy equipment. They're saying just do it with your phone and just start, but just stay consistent. And there's quite a few people have said that they stayed consistent and for weeks, nothing really happened. And then someone commented. It wasn't like then they blew up. It was like someone commented and they followed their audience. They then made the next video answering that comment. And then that was even bigger. And then they made a video following up on that video. And that was even bigger. And it kind of like grew from them engaging with their audience more and more and more. So I'm going to test it out here. Follow me on the journey. I hope you do the same thing because ultimately having a station where you have like 10, 20, 30,000 subscribers, that's a lot of people. That is a lot of people. Like that's a huge amount of people who are listening to you. And that's a huge accomplishment. So I just want to say that. So maybe that helps someone who might be debating if they've been wanting to do a YouTube station or get in the action of YouTube. You don't have to get a bunch of equipment. It doesn't have to be a production. And that's what I'm sharing, and we're going to see how it goes. So I'll share my experience along the way. This is video number 1. All my videos are going to be short. They're not going to be super long. I'm just trying to see what happens and see or what doesn't happen. So we'll see. I'll see you in the next video, hopefully with results of this video and whatnot.